So this is the Pyrochure skills tutorial, and I am your host. My name is Victor Lafari, and actually you're welcome to the show. So previously on our previous tutorials, you've seen previous tutorials on Adobe After Effects, Adobe Premiere Pro. You've seen some on Adobe Audition, Adobe Illustrators, even Autodesk Maya, even to Cinema 4D, even to Adobe XD. So actually many tutorials are actually coming up, and many stuff will actually be shared on this YouTube channel. So let's look forward to having more tutorials. So we're going to be dealing with Adobe Photoshop, as you can see right here. So I've managed to open my Photoshop right here, and I'm going to click on it right now. So this is my Adobe Photoshop. As you can see, I've got some confusing tools both in my left and in my right side, but don't worry, we'll take a time and make sure we make perfect explanation of those tools. And as previously stated on previous tutorials on Pyrochure skills training, we said you are going to require mouse for most of our tutorials, but for Photoshop we may not actually require much mouse. Actually, it depends on the kind of job you're going to be doing. And Photoshop can be used for anything, from animation to motion to painting to typography to photography to 3D stuffs. So this place is just like you could do anything right here. So actually, just to give you a little bit of explanation of what you could do right here, this is the file place. You can actually place your image here, import any kind of files, or even export your files. And as you can see, you can automate some kind of crops or some kind of options here, and looking at your edit view, there's a lot of stuff you can do here. Your color settings, maybe it is RGB or CMYK. Don't worry, get a little bit of design info and you will know what we mean by RGB and CMYK. You can see you can feel right here. Give it an image. You can actually adjust your image using the set of tools right here. Your layer, adjust your layers right here and give them the befitting kind of layer kind of need. This type 1 is used for mostly in 3D kind of stuff, as you can see, and converting to smart objects. That is vector files. And look at the select place. You can actually do some stuff. These are just quick selection tools for your objects. And filter, you can actually apply a lot of filter to your images and stuff like that. A lot of cool effects. 3D, this is for just the 3D layer paint, and sometimes just for painting. View, just for the views. Actually, I could just I need some rulers, and they're gonna show right here, as you can see. So I could just add anything here for my view. And look at this, windows. Actually, I could just add the windows that are actually here. I could just add them if they are not here. For example, I'm going to click on character, and yeah, you can see this right here. This is everything you need to know on character. So actually, I'm using Adobe Photoshop CS6. So this might actually be different for you if it's in 2019 or CC. But it's just that the rules are actually applicable and almost are the same. It's just that the versions keep on repairing bugs all over and over again. So this is the help. Actually, I'm going to require most of the help info and stuff like that. I could draw this and put it right here, but I'm not going to be using this. So let's just take this back. So now let's go. File. Let's place an image as we explore most of the functions of Photoshop. I'm sorry for the error displacement. So we are back right here. I'm going to select one beautiful image. So I think I should probably go with this. Okay, I'm going to select the Sanjit Rao, as you can see, and it's going to load quite a bit of image here. Okay, so this is just it. And this looks like a very beautiful image. As you can see, water mixed with the landscape, and landscape mixed with confetti, and everything looks quite good. So what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to show you the basic tools using this image. For example, look. Now when you import stuff like this, it's going to look like this, just like you're going to see some bracket like this, and you can always adjust it and resize it like this. But for it to be perfectly placed on it, you're going to have to double click on it, just like this, and it's perfectly placed just like that. And as you can see, the basic tools are right here. So give it a fixed size, fixed ratio, or even the normal ratio. So now this is the selection tool as usual, and this is the elliptical marquee tool, mostly used for kind of selecting stuff. Okay, and I could just select this and press layer by a copy of layer, like, or new layer. If I press new layer, that means a new layer of image will be created from this. Shall we try it out? So this is the layer. As you can see, we've managed to create a new layer from those places. So I'll select and press backspace. That's not gonna work actually, because this layer is just barely independent of itself. So if we see layer via option, okay, sorry, Control Z. You can press Control Z to undo. But in Photoshop, I think it's better if you just step backward. Just step backward. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna select this stuff, right? So let's just pretend this never happened. I'll select this. You can select layer via copy or layer via cut, any one you just want right here. So it's just like a quick selection tool. Now look at this. This is just the lasso tool, and you can see some tools on that space. They're all lasso tools together, and the other stuff you can actually do with lasso tool. If I click on the lasso tool and I kind of make a quick selection right here, this is like a form of selection stuff, and I could just press this and press layer via copy. If I press layer via copy, a new layer is created from this, so that when I just kind of move this, you see that I've created a duplicate of the layer. So those are just part of all the kind of layer kind of selection process. So that means I could just move this right here and cause a little bit of confusion. Okay, like if I just leave it alone right here, even though for those particular bold right spaces, would you even know that anything is really strange about this photo? Okay, let's just say that that's just the example of that. So now let's look at this one. This tool is the quick selection tool actually, and with this you could actually select a lot of stuff. What you can actually do with this is actually much, because you can actually cut out an image from this, like make a quick cut or quick image, or remove background or stuff. If I press and I press layer via copy, this is a new layer, okay, and I can use my quick selection to get it out, as you can see. So it's everything just works together. Lasso tool and quick selection tool, they kind of work together. They're just the same thing, just that it depends on the kind of simplicity in which you want. And if I click this right now, you see the magic wand tool. Magic wand tool does its job too, you see, to help you to remove those shapes and stuff like that so fast. Like I could just use this, scroll over this area and bring it down, and probably know it, everything starts to glitch all over and over again. So that's just it. Now this tool, this is the crop tool, mostly used for your photos, and the perspective tool to set your photo in the perfect way. The crop tool. Now look, the crop tool, as you mostly know, is mostly, see what it's capable of doing. It can actually adjust your photo to any way you want it to be. Just almost cropping. If you say crop the image, it's gonna crop the image. Look at what just cropped out of my image. I don't like this. So let's just say just mostly for cropping your image, and this thing is gonna continue to press down. So I press step backward. So that's it. Now let's go. We have perspective to, you can set to any kind of crop perspective you want. Maybe we should rasterize it first. So let's just say that this cropping stuff never happened, and this is the perspective. Sets any kind of perspective, and slice too. You can just slice any kind of image you want to slice. If you slice this image, you know what it's gonna be. You can just slice it into two equal halves. Maybe later we'll discuss more stuff on those tools. The next tool I might be actually be looking at, wondering about, okay, is this color stuff. It's an eyedropper, so you can actually use it to take a color from this place and place it on the particular shape. And this one, 3D material eyedropper tool, I don't care about 3D object, this is for you. And color sampler to text out color samples. And ruler tool, you know what the ruler tool does actually. It gives you see, actually ruler of a simple point from this place to this place, and calculate it very well. And you can see the note tool and the count tool. So the count tool, 2, 3, give points to each of the part of your design. Press this again and get the note tool. You know what the note does? Help. And that kind of works quite good for me. So you give a particular space that help. And also there are a lot of tools right here. Look at this. This is the spot in brush tool, mostly used for photo. Maybe you wanna make a photo to yeah, you have to rasterize this object. Press option and press rasterize layer. Okay, I think the object has been rasterized already when I click that. So when I press this, it's just for healing most part of the photos, as you can see. See, it's kind of healing my photos. That's quite good. And if I want to make it to be good, I could healing brush too, and yeah, I'm gonna use Alt and I'm gonna click on this, and when I clicked on that, I can just paint this all over here. As you can see, I could paint this all over here. It's gonna use the content I want to, and connect to paint it all over here. So that's quite cool. Next one is just when you use the brush tool, pencil tool, color replacement. Let's start with the brush tool. If I press the brush tool, I could draw anyhow I want with the brush tool. You know what I'm drawing right now will not be visible enough for you, but this is the target layer. The brush is gonna show some of its stuff right, as you can see. This is being painted in pink right here. because I'm actually using the selection tool. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff really going on with this image, and I can actually do a lot of stuff, right? If I apply translation, that's quite not okay by me. So we're gonna pretend that all this never happened, okay? So now we'll get back to our tools actually, and with the clone slam tool, there's stuff you could do. Let's select another image, new, sorry, file, place, and you can see some cool photos right here. And let's select this beautiful girl. Yeah, we got our photos, double click on it, and it's kind of stable right now. So with the clone stamp tool, pattern stamp tool, you could just stamp on the pattern, but you need to rasterize it first. Press OK, and see, I'm kind of trying to give it a little bit of pattern. As you can see, this is just the pattern tool. These patterns are available in Photoshop actually, and they're being painted right over the object right at this moment. As you can see, this looks quite scary to me, but this is not what I'm going to delete this layer. Yeah, so that layer is actually gone like that. So just for posting and pasting patterns, so we're just going to look at the first level of these tools really fast, because most of our time is gone actually, and we have to finish this talk. Right? Come on, we have to finish this talk very fast. So now this is a very good image, and look at this right here. There's a lot of stuff we can actually do with this image. Look at this big image. This is the art history brush tool. Okay, I know what it does with the history brush tool. It's just take over the former history brush of what you have brushed before, okay, and brush it over and over again. Now look at this. This is the eraser tool. It's going to erase your image for you, and the background eraser tool does the same for your background, and the magic eraser tool erases it for you automatically. And with this paint bucket brush, you can actually paint some stuffs. Okay, look at this. Oh my god, I just painted that. This looks quite incredible. Like, oh my god, I just painted everything. Wow, this is legit. You know, this thing is turning into cartoon. I'm trying to paint the ground. Once I get to paint the grass, okay, let's take a little bit of orange, and I get to paint everything right here. You see? Wow. So the stuff really does its job, okay? It knows how to paint it by itself, and as you can see, I have done this. Okay, I'm gonna go back and just undo that. Oh, edit, step backward, edit, step backward. Okay, edit, step backward, edit bit. So that looks quite cool. So let's just see, I need to do a bit of work with this paintbrush. And with this, as you know, you could actually add some blur to your image. Press this, you could blur some side, give it a bit of blur and blur. And with this also, you can actually strengthen the blur using this layer. Strengthen the blur to any kind of extent to which is strengthening it to. And with this, happen to sharpen your image, and you can also give it a bit of a smudge paint. Maybe we'll get smudge paint and get the hang of it. And with this also, the sponge tool, you can do the dodge tool, bond tool, or sponge tool. This one are just your editing tools for your image. And with this is your pen tool. Yeah, the most used stuff. Pen tool, draw some random shapes, form some random image. Maybe when you're discussing the pen tool, you get the hang of it. And also, around this piece, get some text. And you can always see some text such as hi, hello. So these are some text actually. I mean, you might not be able to see them very well, but okay, let's make them quite good. 36. Yeah, make sure you highlight them just like that, and let's see, we put them like 72. So you see hello. So those are your text for you, and you can always select the color and add the alignment right here. And you can always go to the window panel, select character. When you select character, you see the stuff right here to edit it in full. And with this is your almost your path selection tool and direct selection tool. What is used for this? Also, sometimes can be used to adjust your anchor points. And these are your famous shapes. Okay, look at your shape. The rectangle, you can click on it just like this, and also get your ellipse and circle too. Don't see how beautiful it is. And with this, you can always drag and hold on to your design, or hold on to anything you placed on the board. And with this, it's just your zoom tool. Just press this and you kind of zoom into this. You see, it's quite useful. So this is just the color places and stuff like that. Now right here you get your blend tools. You can actually use this to edit most of your images, and you're going to probably use them to edit the levels, exposure of your image and stuff like that. Whenever it's called Photoshop in the first place. So next thing you can actually do with this, just your blending options, your overlay, your inner shadow and stuff like that. So this contains your group and some other stuff. So this is kind of quite lucrative, okay? And you can actually work with Photoshop in different ways. Just you might be hearing some noise in the background. That's because there's a rain, heavy rain falling on right here, but you just have to be very careful, okay? So please and please, just check out our other tutorials, okay, and check out our other tutorials, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much, and please stay safe.